Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Friday Night Smackdown, Unpopular Review Smackdown edition. I'm one of your hosts. Usually it's Chris, EC, but the bad guy is there. But the bad guy don't come alone. Joining for the first time. This is going to be a fun show. My main man, he's around the block. You know him, Mike Knoxxx. What's going on, family?
What's going on, brother? We are fine together. Friday Night Jack tonight meets the head of the table, the whole effing show, the end all to be all. It's just comedy, y'all. Calm down. It's just my opinion. Mike Knoxxx is here. What's going on, my man?
I'm really good, and this is great. I mean, for the longest I was like, man, I need to go around the block with Mike, and it's been and we never got a chance to do it. So with EC being away and me, and he say, oh, who haven't you worked with? I'm like, I never worked with Mike, and to have this happen is going to be fun. I like what you do on your show. You break it down differently from everyone, and would you say it's usually the show is for the intelligent wrestling fan?
The show for the intelligent fan. I just want to let wrestling fans don't forget. I don't care if you're AEW, Impact, Ring of Honor, MLW, NWA, WWE, apologist, or Mark. What you like is what you like. As long as you don't use certain words, like we shouldn't use botched as wrestling fans because you can't do it. I can't do it. And if you can, you're not there. So you can't say words like botched. You can't say that F word other than you can say fuck, fragile, and all them other kind of words. You just can't say the F word in wrestling.
Oh, man.
Right? And don't say my opinion is stupid and I'm a dummy and stuff like that. We can get along. Everybody can get along, baby. It's just entertainment. It's just entertainment.
Woo. I don't even know if I could top all that. That was so smooth. I mean, God, you all radio. That was great.
Can I stop you right there? Because Damon Jones just reminded me of something.
Yes.
And I apologize because we should have said this today. Listen, guys, today, even though Chris ain't here, so we're taking over, we're going to dedicate this show. May he rest in peace to one of the greatest of all time, Mr. Biz Marquis. Okay, if you don't know, then you just don't know. All right? And it's not just you. You got what I need.
And they say you just a friend. And they say you
just a friend. Oh,
baby, you.
He had a lot more than that. The Vapors, you name it. Biz Marquis is the man. May he rest in peace. And hope we do a good show in your honor today. But back to you, Friday Night Jack.
Oh, man. So Friday night, Friday Night Smackdown was just so – the atmosphere was different. Mm-hmm. What can I say? Having fans back was it – that trailer, right? I know I'm all over the place. I'm all over tripping over my words. But having the fans back in the arena it just made you go like, wow, things are slightly getting back. What's going on, partner? That things are slightly getting back to normal. And that introduction that they had, that package that they showed, like the one thing missing, and having that crowd was lively. And we actually have two people there from Unpopular Review, David Sanderson and Caden. They're over there. They were there. Yo. And
I got friends there myself. My man Herbie from there, one of my belt kings. My guy, I met him at WrestleMania in New Orleans. He's down there because he's from the Houston area. It's lit down there in the wrestling world. So everybody's there but us. But it's okay.
I know, but someone had to review the show, right?
There it is. Yeah, that's why they pay us the no bucks. But we're here.
Yeah, brother. That's absolutely. Absolutely. I don't have a drink. Oh, no, I don't. So I'm just going to imaginary do it with it for you. But, what did you think about this opener? First I want to talk about Vince coming out and him sitting there saying, where the hell have you been? And opening up with this 6-man tag match. What did you think?
First, I'm going to go back to what you started at.
Sure.
I wrote notes, people, because when it started, no lie, I lost my love for professional wrestling when Kofi Kingston lost to Brock Lesnar in like 7 seconds. Mm-hmm. Not that I didn't think Kofi would lose. I just thought it was bullshit that he lost in 7 seconds, right? To set up that failure of a Cain Velasquez. So they broke my heart. But today, I actually got goosebumps at this beginning of the show. Watching the trailer, how they put it together, seeing the fans. This is what I like being a wrestling fan. I know people say, oh, they're putting the wool over our eyes again. I don't care. I'm not your kind of wrestling fan. I'm satisfied with tonight. Okay, it's one day at a time. But they say one life to live, one wrestling night at a time, people.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I thought tonight was absolutely amazing. And the triple threat match. Come on, you start off with the Bloodline. The Bloodline.
That was a hot opener.
Versus and in front of fans, Friday Night Jack. We didn't think that how would Roman come across with fans? It came across pretty well. I love the match, and no, Elvis, no one would ever acknowledge you, not even your girlfriend.
If you have one.
See, there it is. He said that, not me.
There you go. See you on Tuesday, Elvis. But carry on, keep going on. Friday Night Knoxxx with the K.
Yes. Overall, though, I thought it was very hot. I'm not gonna lie to you. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good opener. I like the fact that they won the match because they should win the match because they're the Bloodline and they should have a more cohesive unit than Edge and Ray and Mysterio. I call him Eddie's son. You know what I mean? That's Eddie's son. Don't pull the wool over my eyes. Okay, I saw the DNA test. Okay, so. But it was a good match. It was a good match. I like the fact that Edge got over at the end. But the better part about that was the promo backstage after that. That I think that Edge cut. Your thoughts on that part? Edge is cutting the promo backstage.
I thought it was cool. I mean, it was great. You could tell that. What's the lady who was interviewing him? I'm so mad I can't even think of her name.
But you Ms. Braxton. Can you
Ms. Braxton?
You forget the birthday post she posted?
I'm so sorry.
She said, I am drunk and frisky. Okay. Watch yourself, Kayla. I'm a married man. Don't you come at me like that. I'm just saying.
Your door is closed when you said all that, right?
No. Okay. I'm just 23 years. Be good.
I love it. Love it. Love it. Black love, baby. But I thought it was fine. I thought it was cool. He did everything he had to do. I liked that they set the seed for Seth versus Edge. I mean, I don't think anyone's really sitting there thinking, I think the match is going to be fine, Edge and Roman. I think it's going to be fine. It's going to be cool. But I don't see Edge walking out here as champion. I mean,
Edge can't walk out as champion.
No, he cannot. I agree. He cannot go out as champion. So I love that they're putting this and I don't know if I want to put this in long-term booking, but I love that. And maybe he mentioned it last week, but Seth mentioning, well, yeah, I hope that you win so that when I win and I cash in on you and I finish what I started 7 years ago. I'd like that. And I said, man, when they get in the ring, that's going to be magic. So I'm already kind of looking forward to that match.
The seed was planted, as we say in the wrestling world, for Seth versus Edge. We knew Edge, or you should think anyway, let's just be honest here, that Edge wouldn't win. But again, we've seen stranger things, but more than likely it's not going to happen. But right. Seth and Edge could very well happen and probably should happen, even in the part where maybe Edge costs Seth, maybe, to lose Money in the Bank. Because, I don't know, I'm just throwing something out there,
So wait, hold on, wait. I'm going to go in. So you would think like something about Edge screwing over Seth?
The way that the way that Seth's promo was set up, that was kind of a seed, as we just started off this segment with saying, was planted. You know what I mean? About wouldn't that be ironic if I went and cashed in on you the way you did to others? You know what I mean? So that kind of, how does that go? I don't know. Everybody thinks I think it's going to be Seth and Roman if they can't get these other things to happen that's bigger than, nobody knows for sure if it's going to be, but not Batista, I'm sorry, wrong person. Brock Lesnar or the Rock or something like that happens. So if these other things don't fall through, Seth's not a bad fallback.
No, he's not. He's actually a really good substitute. I mean, you can't even go wrong with Seth. But yeah, I thought the segment was great. I thought the match was fun. It was such a hot opener. I think the right team won because you got to make the Usos look like a threat to the Mysterios. I thought it was great. I thought I guess I was a little surprised that it opened with that match. I was like, wow.
Very surprised. I said, you're not going to end with the tribal chief, the end all, the be all. I mean, sorry. He is the greatest wrestler in the world right now, professional wrestling. And anybody who don't think so,
Reigns, right?
It's you can add Mike Knoxxx on anywhere and you're wrong.
No, I really agree too. Like, and I'm not trying to put him like he's on my Mount Rushmore, but no, he's not killing it right now. He's killing it right now. It's something about when he comes out to the ring, he just looks like a star. He feels like a big deal. He's in a whole nother atmosphere at the moment. So no, I totally agree. When he comes out and he's a star. He's I don't want to say. So, like, we have our basketball jerseys on and whatnot. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of, like, an all-time great right now. And I kind of would put him, like, and don't throw eggs at me, but he's kind of like, he's like LeBron at the moment. Like, you know how, like,
Roman?
People don't.
I wouldn't give him LeBron.
Who would you?
I would give him Kobe, and that places him somewhere 4th or 5th if you're being realistically with the top 5. Right?
Okay.
I'm gonna say this once on air that I've never said before, only behind closed doors. So you better make sure this is being recorded because I'm not gonna ever say it again. Ever. The greatest of all time should be like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, but it's Michael Jordan because I'm from Chicago and he's the greatest killer of all time.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And then behind that, I say LeBron in second. He's already. People say he hasn't surpassed Kobe. He has. Right. So then I go Kareem and then I go Kobe. And that's where I think Roman is, and that he's not in your Mount Rushmore, but he's on the outside looking in.
Right. No, good. I mean, you was better with the basketball.
And I'm sorry that Elvis is a Leo because I'm a Leo and I don't think you're nothing like me. So I'm kind of embarrassed for all Leos around the world, Elvis.
Elvis, oh my goodness.
Said 28 is his birthday. That's my birthday's August 6th. So all I'm saying, Oh,
you're August too? I'm August 23rd. I'm on that cusp.
Yeah, you're my grandmother's birthday. You're awesome.
Oh, so is your grandmother. Thank you. But we got with the next segment, we have after he does his promo, we got Shotzi and Knoxxx, just Knoxxx coming out, and they have that match with Natalya and Tamina. I don't know. I mean, I kind of started zooming out on this because the commentary really was dreadful. It was dreadful. You had Liv Morgan and Selena Vega outside, and they were commentating. I don't know. It just took away from the match. I know they were trying to really hype up. And another thing, too, so I didn't even realize. So I was waiting until because I don't think they had all the women for Smackdown yet. So I said, let me wait and see who all the women are, and then I can make my prediction for the show. So now they put
both of them
the tag team. Yeah, and I just sat here and said, wow, it's just like, and it's so sad because it just shows you how they're lacking talent. They're lacking. No, I'm trying to find
the fuck is Sasha Banks? WWE, what the fuck are you doing? Where is Sasha fucking Banks?
Oh,
like,
dude,
seriously.
She's coming back. She's coming back.
This match.
She should have been. See, a lot of people were thinking that, and I was kind of holding up because at one point, wasn't there only one person? There was one slot open. Now there's only two. Now there was two that they put.
Now there was and everybody's thinking, Liv Morgan, please stop. For what?
No.
What have she done?
I know
besides
someone
cry for a chance to get a title. I know she got a nice ass, but come on, that's it.
No, it's funny because I know someone who really thinks Liv Morgan's going to win, and I just said, nah, she ain't gonna. I know they're trying to hype it and give you that thought that she has an opportunity to climb up the ladder, and no. It's a good feel good story, but it's not her time. No. It's not her time. No.
So. I went through though. I didn't like the segment, but I say this much: my kids are fans of Tegan Knox or more Shotzi Blackheart, which is now just Shotzi. So hearing them cheer forward is like, okay, you know what I'm saying? But it ended well. It didn't start well. That's how I felt. I felt that it ended very well, but I didn't like how it started. I'm with you in that one at all. It definitely took away from the commentary between them four. It was definitely dry.
It was all over the place, dude. It just felt. I didn't mean to cut you off, but it just felt all over the place. It's like they were doing voices, and I said, "What?" Like I just didn't know what they were trying to go for, and it just didn't do anything. You guys think Becky's coming back at Money in the Bank? I see her training, but no, I don't think Money in the Bank. I don't think so. I think she's back. I think she's back before SummerSlam, but I don't think she's showing up Sunday.
Well, you say that, Damian, and I go, well, they just traded for Aaliyah to come to the main roster, and I've been a fan of Aaliyah for the last 5 years, but the girl hasn't run a match in like 4 years. So I just don't. I don't understand none of that at all. What's going on there? But what we had after that?
So right after that, we had this. How could I forget this? Okay, boom. Sami Zayn was out there. He came out there. They were singing his song. He said, "Stop it, shut up, don't do it." He wanted everyone to know there was a conspiracy against him. He even asked people, well, he wanted them to do a chant, like, get him into the Money in the Bank or something like that. And, obviously he I don't know if it was him. It was him. He said, because they're in Texas. I made sure to write this because I thought it was hilarious. He said something about Yeehaw of Texas. And I thought that was quite hilarious. And as he's talking his smack, there was rumors going along all throughout the day that a certain superstar was coming back to the main roster. And it was Tonight it was revealed to be true. Finn Balor was out there, abs and all, leather jacket. Um, yes, just out there. And it was strange to me because as he was out there, so I thought his second NXT run was really good. I thought it was really, really good. He changed up he brought up the aggression. He changed everything. He wasn't the smiley baby face, and he didn't come out smiling.
Well,
but
you're the NXT review guy, so
yes. So
are you a fan of Finn Balor?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, there's like 4 people in professional wrestling that I actually like. Let me just say that. And that I mean, like, I cheer for everybody. I don't have good guys, bad guys no more. Like my kids love everybody face. I'm strictly liking everybody. I will cheer for whoever I want to cheer for the time I want to cheer for them. But I do have guys that I actually like. Hangman Page, Pac, Roman, of course, and one Sami Zayn and one Finn Balor. These are my guys. I am as over on Sami Zayn as anybody, and Finn Balor as anybody. I'm here for this shit. Okay.
You're here for some good shit.
Okay. But I didn't like his second run in NXT at all.
Oh, really? Okay.
I was not a fan of his
what took it? What took his run? What made you not a fan?
Honestly, I feel like it was forced. I feel like he didn't have the horses to go the second time around as they had that first run. Like NXT roster is not as great as it used to be. Right. You know what I mean? It's serviceable, but it's not as great as it used to be. So it's time for them to pick up on some other people. What does I say? Sis, you wrote a lot of stuff here. Yo, I'm not reading this all out loud, but I'm reading it to myself.
No, absolutely. Please do.
Yes, sis, you're telling the truth. I said it. You got him. All right. But
Balor's back, baby.
Yes. I'm loving. What's up, my man Julian? I'm loving all of it. I'm sorry. I'm a Sammy Mark bad guy Jack or Friday Night Jack. I'm sorry. I'm a Finn Balor Mark. I am a Sami Zayn Mark. Say no more. Just
no. But Sammy's actually really great.
Take Sammy. My money.
No, Sammy's really great though. So like, no. I don't even disagree. I mean, I sit here and sometimes talk. So when he first turned here, I was like, I don't know about this, but he's been doing a great job. He's like a madman. I laugh every time he comes out with all the hair, the big beard. Everyone's against him. I always make fun of when he wears his Old Navy cargo pants. So I think this guy. I'm a fan. I'm on board with you. And with Finn being back, it gives a little bit. It gives a little layer to the SmackDown roster a little bit, and
it just presents great matches again.
Absolutely, but I sit here and wonder what kind of Finn are we getting here. So you said you wasn't a fan of the second run. You said it felt forced. I hear you. What I loved about his second run was because he dropped all the stuff that was the main roster, the stuff that was main roster, and he just turned up his aggression. And I thought he was putting on some solid matches. He was even doing better jobs at promos. I felt like he's a great in-ring talent, but promos was something kind of weak for kind of his weak department. But he was able to get better. So I'm excited to see what happens. I'm glad he's back on the brand, and I will be tuning in on SmackDown a little bit more because my guy's back.
Sorry, Vic, that you're not watching it live. I thought it came on early on the West Coast at a different time, but it comes on afterwards. That sucks ass. Okay, so sorry. Spoiler alert. Watch the fucking show. Okay, Tony Storm also come next week on next Friday too. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Also, Finn isn't that great. Well, Elvis, neither is. You know what? I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop. That'd have been a little bit too X-rated. This isn't my show. This isn't my show. I want everybody to come back. We're just filling in.
Is he like that on your show too?
He's like that everywhere. I was streaming playing Madden. He was like that. He's a Packer fan. He is everything I am not, except for how the hell he's a Leo. I don't understand it. Because real Leos recognize real Leos, and I don't think you're a lion. I think you're.
He don't have a mane. He don't have a mane.
Think you're a little cub. Think you're a little cub. And I ain't talking about my Chicago Cubs that just keep selling off asses like they're fucking Michael Jackson. But that's a different subject. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. but you did mention Tony Storm. She's going to be showing up next week.
Yeah. We call her heavy booty.
Heavy booty. So heavy booty's going to be here next week. Thoughts on her coming in, and are you excited about that?
Don't really care, to be honest
Fair
with
enough.
you. I'm happy for her that she's coming up. It took them long enough going through what she went through with the trials and tribulations, if you will, from showing up at the Mae Young Lim Classic. You know what I mean? And then pulling her from that, and then her not getting a contract rather from that, her not winning that the first time. She got hurt after that as well. Then coming back, having a storm. My thing with NXT lately is that they're bringing up people without them going through that ladder. It used to be a ladder. It's like the Intercontinental Championship back in the day and the golden era of professional wrestling, in my opinion. And in that era where you had the Macho Man, your Mr. Perfect, your Bret the Hitman Harts, where that belt was important. So to me, NXT kind of had that same vibe of what they were winning was important. Now it's like it has become main rosterish. And before, to me, I kind of felt that it had its own kind of niche, and it still does, but it's not as fluid.
It don't feel. No, I get what you mean. It don't feel as special as it used to be. I don't even know how far you want to go back. I still feel like NXT has things that make it special because there's still a certain talent that
it does.
It's certain things. So I get what you mean. But when you talk about the early years, that let's say 2013, 2014, 2015 period, that was just I know what you mean. There was a lot of buzz around it.
Yeah.
Well, now it's like it's almost like paint by numbers kind of mentality that they got going on. I get what you mean, and I get what you mean because it's still enjoyable. I still think I enjoy that more than any other wrestling show during the week. But I get what you mean, where it's not the same as it once was.
Says, okay, big question for you guys. There is a talk of a shakeup for the roster before SummerSlam. If they do the shakeup, who do you want to end up on each brand?
Oh man, I mean, like it's kind of rough because I mean you're talking about a lot of names, and you're like, who pick from this brand, that brand. On top of I mean, Finn is already back, so I mean, that would have been one of my picks, but he's already back. Who else would I pick? I feel like I can't think of any women right now, but if I had to take someone like from NXT, I think the two on top of my head, I would bring up Adam Cole because he's done everything in NXT, and I don't think he needs to be there anymore. I don't want him to go to the main roster because I'm scared of him. I don't have faith in them on what they can do with him on the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Io Shirai, who has done everything, and I think she's on her way out eventually too. So those are the two names on top of my head. Those are the two names I got.
And I agree with you, Julian. And I said that earlier. I just think they're throwing shit out there to see if it sticks right now. And and they have to do that. I'm a big component. A lot of people didn't like the pandemic era of the WWE all that well, but I'm under the belief of the intelligent wrestling fan, which I subscribe to, that it was a COVID thing, why you saw a lot of the same matches, why the same people were paired up. It's less contact tracing that way, right? So you saw a lot of Bobby Lashley versus McIntyre, right? Because you got tested. Here we are. There it is. You know what I'm saying? So you got it all the time. So that's my belief of why you got a lot of the same matches. But yeah, they're definitely throwing stuff out there, seeing if it sticks and if it's worth it to stick. But I would like to see Big E stay on Raw. I don't want to see Roman go to Raw. I don't want to see that happen. I don't want to see, but what I think happens, I said this last night. I think somebody else said it, so it's not mine. I came up with a secondary. I think it was, I don't know who it was. I'm going to try to remember the name. I can see Naomi winning the Money in the Bank match to make that bloodline to have a girl. Because she's the Money in the Bank winner. She can go to both shows depending on what she wants to do.
But that'd be unique. Yeah,
unique. I doubt if it happens, maybe that's too much. I'm not a fan of Naomi in ring ability, but I'm a fan of everything else about her. The same way I'm a fan about the next match we saw, which should have been the main event in my opinion. And that was Bianca Belair against Carmella, the self-proclaimed gorgeous, most beautiful woman in wrestling. My wife sat here and said, babe, that was actually a good match. Your thoughts on that?
Really? I think I was starting to really zoom out on that one. But beyond, I mean, so am I watching this match? I'm like, all right, this is just, a match for her to get a win. She's gonna get the win and just give her something to do. So I thought it was all right. I think Carmella get a lot of hate for her in-ring work. Like she's awful. I do see that she's gotten better, but I didn't really have a lot of I don't know. I just didn't have that. I didn't have a lot of. I didn't really care. I guess that's what I'm trying to get to as I'm trying to put my words together. I didn't really care as much. I thought, it's okay. It was a good match. Bianca is always going to be good. She's a great one. Carmella, she did her part. She did her role very well.
Okay, that's what you're a hum with it. Well, let me go ahead and put a little sauce on that little thing. It's Friday night. I'm a little Friday night delight. Then how about that?
Oh,
okay.
You're gonna season this. You're gonna season this motherfucker.
Well, if you don't have no motherfucking Lowry's, then don't come talk to me. You better have McCormick's only as your substitute. And listen, guys, I am African American. I'm lying. I am Black American. Don't give me no motherfucking adobo. Okay, no. Give me some Lowry's and some damn McCormick's black pepper. That's all you need. Nothing else. Okay, but I love everything about Bianca Belair except for when she has a microphone in her hand. My daughter loves her to death. She hates when I get on her. I just don't think it translates into wrestling how she's trying to act. It's how I felt about Sasha Banks early on in NXT. I didn't believe her gimmick. Meaning not Bianca. Remember how she came out with the glasses, the Kanye West glasses was famous at that time. She was rocking them. I just thought, is this real? Because gimmicks, you want them to be believable. You want them to be real.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And so I didn't feel it. To me, I've said this other time. I'm saying on this show for the first time. Me and you together the first time. I'm huge on Carmella. Mella is money to me. Mella has things that every woman in that company wish they had. She may not be the best in that square circle wrestler, but she has everything else to me better than almost all of them. Okay, or at least in the top with all of them, with your Baileys, with your Charlottes, who is the greatest women's wrestler.
I hear you, man. No, I hear
you. One more time.
One more time. I don't want to yell too.
Okay, so but Carmella to me is that good, but I thought this match was pretty good, and I had to put this out because like I said, I wrote notes.
Sure.
We always, again, I'm a psychologist when it comes to wrestling. I pick it apart. I know people say, I'm not a journalist, I'm just a fan. I like to call myself a journalist. I'm not faking dirt sheets. I'm not, hashtag death to dirt sheets. You can go read them all you want to. We can all make a dirt sheet. It's just about if I got a website and they're gonna follow it. It's all bullshit. Dave Metzger, fuck you. Okay, it's all bullshit. All right.
Ooh, so I should work with you more.
I like square circle stuff. Well, I'm a big fan of like Barry Windham, beautiful Bobby Eaton, Randy Orton, Ronnie Garvin, guys, $1 million man, not $1 million man, but like, the names, Bret Hart and Your Perfects, those technicians of the ring. I love the fact that she pinned her with both legs, because you always hear she only grabs one. If they kick out, what they say, well, she should have hooked both legs.
Yeah.
And I just noticed that she grabbed the one and she went back and grabbed the other one. And even though it was Mella, it wasn't. I get that part of it too, but I take notice of those kind of things. I thought
that's good eye. That's a really good eye.
I thought the match was pretty damn good, personally.
That's great.
So, So you want to pay some bills and then we come back and then
we gotta do this thing called commercial. So, ladies and gentlemen, give us a minute. We're gonna do a commercial and we'll be right back.
You know how he uses the mind control to put himself in the body of a Pokemon?
Yeah, that's yes, the bad guy. Yeah.
Yes, I think Nick Khan is doing that with Vince McMahon. He's put the helmet on, he's put his body into Vince, and Nick Khan's running everything now.
Yeah, I don't think so. I just think
Nick Khan is running the show right now.
He's running firing. I'm pretty sure it went like this. Like the recent releases went like this. Like, hey boss, so I see that there's this show 205 Live nobody watches. Can I just what are you talking about? 205 Live? I've never heard of it. All right, boss, I'll be back. Let's release everybody. That's how it goes.
I still believe in my theory. Nick Khan has taken over the brain of Vince McMahon, and he now runs the company.
That they have Mewtwo on payroll, and that
Mewtwo is exactly what it is. They got Mewtwo kind of just chilling in a hut.
And we are back. And listen, Charmaine, I think I love you just for saying that to Elvis. Just for saying that to Elvis. Appreciate that.
Oh, those two always fight. It's almost like they're like a married couple. But guys, if you are watching this, please don't forget to like, love, and share, and subscribe to us on obviously on Facebook, YouTube, and we'll be on Twitch. We're on a whole bunch of. Oh my goodness, I'm losing my voice here.
If there's social media, we're there. There you go.
Absolutely, thank you. That's a good way of putting it. So we get to the next segment. We have Otis against. Well, before we get Otis against Cesaro, you have backstage, you see him. He's you have Chad Gable hyping his man up, talking about the destruction and everything that he has done over the last couple of weeks. And you just see him just standing there like a madman, just just ready to hurt someone. Cesaro comes up to him and he says, "Yeah, well, you're lucky I'm not on that list." And obviously they have a little backstage brawl, and we get a match. Or so we thought. I don't know. I mean, there was really not much to take away from this, honestly.
I was waiting for you to say something like that. I was. You break my heart. My achy, breaky heart.
Ooh, that's one of the
right
that's
here?
one of the side.
You see this? This says Chicago Jordan 23. All right.
Oh,
That's because no matter what Space Jams came out today, yeah, Bugs and Michael are the greatest.
absolutely. The best duel.
I love. First of all, I'm a tag team fan of wrestling. That's like my favorite thing. Although WWE never, on a long time period basis, gets it right. They never get it right for a long period of time. They do it for a while, then it just dies for whatever stupid reason. I am here for Alpha Academy. I've been a fan of Chad Gable since the beginning, since I first saw him in NXT. What him and Jason Jordan was going to do, I was a fan of. What they've tried to, how they've given this time to simmer, given this gimmick time to cook and come out and see what it can do. He is the mouthpiece. He can talk. He can wrestle. He's just undersized, but I don't want to see somebody like Adam Cole, baby, on the main roster, because when you watch guys like Adam Cole and The Way and those guys, they're too damn small to come to the main roster. They're just too damn small. Stay there, run that company. But Otis,
that's why I don't want them to be called up. But carry on.
Otis has turned it on, in my opinion. And again, I watch wrestling every single time with new lenses on. Every time not SmackDown, wrestling in general, even AEW, every week I go in trying to say, okay, let this be the week I see what everyone else sees. You know what I mean? I did it with every promotion I watch. I watch it as a new. And Otis, to me, is money. I like what they're doing as long as he's with Chad Gable. I think they're good like this. I wonder where the Street Profits, they got to come back. The only thing about this I didn't like was how they just really punked the Street Profits. But hey, the Street Profits were so hot for like 2.5 years. It's okay. They're still the Street Profits. Otis money to the rub. It's fine.
Absolutely.
So I'm here for the Alpha Academy.
No, I think it's great. What I meant by when I said nothing came out of this is meaning we didn't get a winner or nothing like that in the match. Meaning like it was just a nothing match.
How can Becky Lynch be the best wrestler in the world, Matt, when Becky Lynch, I'm not going to ask that. That is egregious. Egregious. She's only popular because Nia fucking Jax broke her face. The same way Britt Baker's only famous because she bled. If you have to bleed to get famous, it's an ultra gimmick. And you can say what you want to say about Charlotte Flair. It's not her fault that she came out of Ric Flair's nutsacks. Like it ain't my fault you came out of your mama's vajayjay. Carry on.
Man, I mean, when you hot, you're hot. I was going to say,
Mad Dog's my guy. Mad Dog's my guy. He can take what I'm saying to him. He got thick skin.
I'm pretty sure you do. Pretty sure you got good eardrums too. That was tremendous. That was tremendous. I love it. But yeah, I mean, I thought this. I mean, you said you're pretty much down for him. Yeah, I don't think that. I honestly thought they were going to go for the Mysterios, but I guess that all switched up. Now we got the Usos back and everything, because wasn't they feuding with the Mysterios for a period? The Academy, Alpha Academy.
It appeared that way, but it just never went all the way there.
Right.
So
no, that's cool. That's cool. I mean, and hopefully that they build him up on. I appreciate what you said. You said like you like tag team wrestling. I like that you said, how. I mean, you spoke the truth on how WWE, they don't really care for tag teams. A lot of times they just break them up for no reason. That like 1 week they're together, then 2 weeks later they're single stars, and then you don't even see them anymore. So
look at Mandy Rose.
Poor Dana Brooke, right? Like I was on NXT on Tuesday, and I was surprised that Mandy showed up. But I was like, oh, poor Dana, because I mean, and no disrespect, but she's not cut out to be like a single star. She's just, and with Mandy leaving, it's like, now what do you do? What do you do with her? But I was trying to point out, like you point out, like, they're taking their time with this tag team. They're actually making them look like a threat. Otis has, I don't really talk a lot about Otis. I always used to make fun of Otis. I used to call him like Doug Heffernan from Kings of Queens, but he's totally made this big transformation and change where he's just, and like, he don't even say, oh yeah, anymore. He says,
he doesn't.
What he said? He said,
I don't do
what do you smell? He said, what do you smell? Fear.
And all I
said,
thought was
okay.
house party.
What?
All I thought was house party. I ain't gonna say it. That's the word you can't really. I can say the F word. You can't say balls, cock, P words, stuff like that. I was gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? I smell ussy. There it is. That's as soon as I saw that, it's the old head in me.
No, that's cool. That's cool. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of other people saying he ain't gonna say it, and then when he heard fear, it's like, oh, okay. He really didn't say it. But yeah, it was nothing. You got Paul Heyman. Roman Reigns, he pretty much got his ass whooped early in the day. He comes out of the
after the bloodline wins.
Huh?
After they won the match, though.
After they won the match, yes, thank you. After they won the match, and then you have Paul Heyman, he's coming out. You have Kayla Baxton. Oh, I butchered her name completely. House Party. And she's trying to get an interview with Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman is talking about Edge don't stand a chance, generic Hill stuff. And then you have Big E who comes up. I mean, you have been really taking the show. I mean, I think you would do a good Big E impersonation because, I mean, he oh, you shook his head? No. But when he came out, and it's funny, when he came out, I thought, because he did so I said, oh, they're playing this music, but he was right there in the hallway and said he's gonna win Money in the Bank and all that stuff. So we really only got 2 segments. I mean, this was a really quick show, but we have Baron Corbin. I
feel sorry. I feel sorry for my man Baron, yo. I do, yo. I feel bad, but he was given a lot of rope. Right, through a lot of boos. I mean, I'm a Baron Corbin guy. You know what I mean? I was even down for King Corbin. I was in the early stages of it, rocking the Game of Thrones crown and all that good stuff. But then they just did him dirty. They just kept going with nothing. You know what I mean? This is the reason why certain fans, Christopher Epps, KME, Huggo, you know who you guys are. Others that are out there. I'm not saying your name. These guys that are close to me that I can speak on. That I respect them because they're like, I'm just not fucking with WWE no more. You know what I mean? Like, it's what it is. I'm done. I watch it, but their opinions to me are also slated because they're already got their opinions made up that it's a shit product. You know what I'm saying? So it's also that kind of thing. You're like, I watch everything I said earlier with a new lens. And to me, no matter what nobody says, Smackdown, which means WWE is still the number 1 company in the world on television. Yes, AEW may beat Raw as far as fandom is concerned, because it doesn't beat it in the ratings. But as far as fandom is concerned, and I understand that goes a long way in this new world of social media because y'all are a bunch of suckers and hide behind your computers and try to do big things, but you got a small thing and you're all right. You get what I'm saying. But just what they're doing over there, just give it time. Let it marinate. It's pretty good right now. And after that goes from the Alpha Academy. But this Corbin shit, man, I don't get it. Why do fans boo him? Even before now, why do fans boo him?
I don't understand it. When he came out, I mean, he some guy just pointed my man Damien here. He said he looks homeless. Yeah, I mean,
he does look homeless.
Yeah, I do. Oh, I do feel bad for Baron, but I do want to give Naka. Yeah, I wanted to see Naka get a push too. I mean, it just felt like they wasn't doing anything with him for a long period. But Baron Corbin, he comes out, he looks horrible. This terrible vignette where they're showing all his bad luck. He loses. He lost the crown. His car's getting towed.
When have you ever said that before? A terrible vignette by the WWE. That sounds like an oxymoron, but it was so true tonight, right?
It was very true. I mean, I just thought it was terrible. I mean, it
was. I agree with you on that.
Like, you see his bad luck. I don't know. So am I supposed to believe? Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I'm not seeing it in a certain lens. I'm going to use your word. You said lens. So I'm looking at this guy. He was the king. So he was making this kind of money, but because he lost the crown, now he's on the verge of death. Like, I don't get it. I'm like, he
said he lost investments and things like that. So basically, he's done what most people do, mostly NFL players. He got a bunch of money, spent it, wasted it, and now this is what the consequences are. That's what it seems like. And if you do quote unquote, and let's keep it into the storyline realm of things because hashtag wrestling is storyline, right? Yeah. If you're a king, it comes with money. But I said also that he was a poor king. I go back about 2 months ago, and he's talking about his $4 or $10,000 watch. With all due respect, that's kind of cheap for a king. Okay, when Floyd Mayweather's wearing $1 million watch. So put in perspective, fuck you doing with a $10,000 watch on? It's kind of cheap.
Yeah, Fair enough. I'm terrible with watches, so I'm glad you pointed that out.
Why we're Apple Watch. So,
but yeah, he this segment. I mean, the crowd, booed him.
yeah,
they booed him. He tried to pour his heart out. He made a Corbin fund.
oh God,
I don't know. I like Corbin too. Like, I remember a few years when they first did the draft. I think it was like in 2016. I remember telling people. I talked to my nephew a lot about wrestling, and I remember saying, "Oh yeah, give it." Or a friend or somebody. I don't know. I was talking to somebody, and I just said, "Hey, it was 2016." I said, "Yeah, give it like a year or two." They probably put the title on him because I thought he was pretty good in the ring. I thought character-wise, I mean, I think he gets it as a heel. He don't try to be the cool heel. He's like, no, you're trash. And maybe sometimes that comes off that don't translate very well. Because a lot of people say that this guy's arrogant, but whatever. My point is, I had high hopes for him for a period, and I don't know, things just changed. They gave him a crown for like, I don't know, like forever.
Yeah.
And now he's homeless. And he's having having funds, and no one is even trying to help him. None of his co-workers are trying to fucking help him, and they all just like, what kind of co-workers are these guys? I know we're supposed to get in the ring, but like, I help. Like,
somebody bought me lunch today.
Wasn't that great? Where'd you get that?
I had a chicken parm sandwich. That's what I had.
Oh, that's so great.
But it wasn't good. They ain't put enough marinara on there. You can't.
It wasn't. I'm sorry.
Without extra marinara.
Okay.
You gotta flood it with the marinara.
You gotta flood it. Okay, got you.
But or at least make a decent size of it. But yeah.
But you know, these people are helping him. Kevin Owens comes out, and he is hype. He's coming out. I mean, that crowd. I gotta give it up to Texas. I mean, I know it's the first show back, and everyone's just so excited. Yeah. But it just felt so good to hear. It didn't even matter if they just booed. I don't even care if they just booed, like, boo, this shit sucks. Blah, blah, blah. I was so happy to hear that. Like, I was taking notes, and I was trying to take like quick little notes and whatever, but it just felt so great to have that interaction again. So seeing Kevin Owens and he yells into the camera or yells at the fans or whatnot. He didn't even, it was no word. It was just, I don't even know what that means. And he walks to the ring. And you got Baron Corbin. He sits there and he says, "Yeah, oh Kevin," because Baron Corbin's on his knees. He's begging at this point. It's
like, Kevin, you don't spend a bunch of money on your clothes. No.
Oh my goodness!
But that was true. He gets free fucking t-shirts every week from the fucking concession stand.
I'm not gonna lie. Baron is good. He's a great one because
I've always liked Baron Corbin.
No, Baron's a great one because even as he was sitting here begging for people, he was still insulting them. Almost like, yeah, I know you guys never heard of money, or Kevin, like you said, Kevin, I know you don't buy any clothes because, right? Oh, thank you. I know you don't buy any clothes or whatever. And which the crowd go, ooh. It's like, no. I'm just saying, to which he gets stunned and So I mean, Baron Corbin it's. I heard the rumor of or something saying that I guess it's going to be a babyface turn or whatever. It should be interesting.
It needs to hurry up. I'm sorry. I am not. Oh my God. We finally agree on something there. Elvis, Not much anything. You sure you're Leo? I think your birth certificate's wrong. I'm quite sure it is. There's no way you're a Leo. I'm just going to be honest. Elvis is not a Leo. Please leave the building.
No,
stay.
No, you don't have the magnificent name.
Not
Elvis.
This fatal four-way match at the end. This main event. What you thought about that, though? You had Big E, like you said, backstage with Paul Heyman, right? Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna stop.
You had it for a second. I was almost a believer. Should have kept it going. You got to own it.
Yeah, but then my voice sat here and said, "If you want to finish this show, you will stop." Okay. But yeah, I thought it was fun. I thought it was great. I mean, you had the right elements in this. Seth Rollins, Nakamura. And it was so cool because Nakamura, he's always had his intro has always been like pretty flashy. So with the crowd, and then I always call him Boobs, but the dude with the guitar comes out doing the guitar, and it's always cool seeing Pat McAfee. He gets really caught up into it. He's dancing. He's on the table dancing.
Best guy they got in WWE right now.
He's doing a great job
on commentary. That's for damn sure.
What? He's someone who can really do it all. I mean, even when I'm not saying he was the best wrestler in NXT, but when he did that match,
it was impressive.
He was impressive. I mean, you had all the right elements. Seth Rollins, Biggie, Nakamura, Kevin Owens. It's just like you knew this match. I felt like I think the only thing was time-wise. I mean, I felt like they gave him time, but I also realized because I think by the time they started the match, it was maybe like 9:45 or something like that. Maybe I'm off. I just felt like they didn't have the amount. Like if there was a lot more time in this match, you could almost say I feel like a little bit more time would have been a lot better. But this match was fun nonetheless. I'm not complaining about it. Seth gets the win. Kevin Owens does this ridiculous table bump, and I'm sitting there going like, and my thing with Money in the Bank is it reminds me of like Hell in a Cell and all these other things. Yeah. So now I don't have the same love for it. Like it's supposed to mean something, but it don't.
Not anymore.
But I don't want to say I'm excited. I want to say my levels are like, oh man, I can't wait to go see Money. I'm gonna watch it. I'm a fan. I'm probably gonna die a wrestling fan. But you know, you see these spots and you're like, okay. I mean, it's not spots we haven't seen before. Like, you know, you've seen people jump off the ladder and stuff.
Yeah.
But Kevin Owens hitting his elbow drop off the ladder, going to Nakamura. I kind of jumped a little bit. I was like, oh, you know, that just looked like that sucked. That looked like that really.
So apparently, well, not apparently, after the show went off the air, you had Big E, Cesaro, Finn Balor, I'm trying to see everybody in the ring with that worst name in professional wrestling history, Boogs, along with Nakamura, and I'm trying to get the visual of it where he gives a great Big E gives a speech to the crowd about being back, and Kevin Owens is the other person. Gives a big speech to the crowd about being back and things like that. So I'm sorry, they just had a get feel to it of being back, and it's something about, for what it's worth, that's what the WWE is about. It is their crowd participation, and whether you like it or boo what they do, that's what's the best thing about what they are, is the crowd. You know, that's what's kind of really made them. It wasn't for the attitude era of the 90s that pushed them over the top with the fans, the signs, the way things look. And that's why I thought the beginning of the show was so awesome with those vignettes. Like my wife sitting there, like, yo, that Miz girl will forever be on TV because of that face.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Things like that. Undertaker guy. All right. I don't know. You see him at AEW all the time now.
Oh, you're talking about the Brock Lesnar guy who does like that.
Yeah. Or what they want to call it, a fiction shirts. What the hell them shirts is they were? You know, I don't wear the UFC gear. It's pretty ugly.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay.
But hey, whatever makes your boat float. I'm happy. Wrestling's in a good spot. Whether you're WWE or not, it's in a good spot. And tonight was a great start to having everybody back. I give overall tonight was just an A show. You know, I just do, and it was the crowd. I like the new stage, right? It's a lot they can do with that space. Now it's not going to be as many on stage fights as there used to be, but they've gotten away from that anyway. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
wrestling's totally different. Wrestling's like you said, is in a whole different spot than it was 20 years ago. And it's funny, like certain things I follow on Instagram, and they'll be like, "Oh, this happened 20 years ago." I'm like, "Wow, that really happened 20?" Because it just felt like it was yesterday. So like all these things that you see, like these changes and stuff, you almost just have to adapt with it. You know, you're not going to have those same matches like I mean, you've been a wrestling fan for a long period of time. You remember matches, and there was always on a card. Sometimes you see 2-3 people bleed in a card. You're not going to see that these days. I mean, occasionally we see someone get busted open, and sometimes it's relatively surprising. Like, oh shoot, they really because you don't know if it was the hard way or whatever. But you feel like, oh, that happened. You were saying wrestling's in a good spot. I agree. I tell people a lot, like, if WWE is not your thing, because there's so many different things. There's AEW, NWA, Impact. I mean, they're still around. My point is
they got a pay-per-view tomorrow.
They do?
Yeah, Sami Callihan's going for the title against Kenny Omega.
Okay, all right.
Which I think Sami Callihan wins that belt. I think it's the worst deal ever that Impact made with Impact Wrestling. That deal should have been better for both teams, both companies to be involved. It has done nothing at all for Impact Wrestling. So I think they should end that relationship with them. That's my prediction, that Sami Callihan, who I think's horrible, I think is a piece of shit of a professional wrestler. I'm just saying it. And again, I know, huh?
Who? I'm sorry, I didn't peep.
Sami Callihan.
Okay.
I mean that. That's what he's supposed to be. He's supposed to make me hate him when I say piece of shit of wrestling. I don't know the guy, right? But what he does what his character does is he's a really slime ball dirtbag. You know what I mean? So that means he's playing his part very good.
I agree.
That's how I feel about that. I was saying my sister, Miss Duffy Jennifer, make sure y'all follow her, please. Said earlier in the show that it's never the talent for me. When you hear me say something sucks, it's not the talent's fault. Well, let me rephrase that. It's not always the company's fault.
Right.
And I think wrestling fans want to quick to blame the company for everything. When I give a lot of blame to WWE, but sometimes you got to go out there and put on what they gave you. That's your job. You got paid to do a job. You and I got a job. You people out there have a job. If your job tells you to go pick up the trash, but you forget 10 houses, did you do your job? That's part of your job is picking up trash. Don't get mad. Like my man Dice say, shout out to the Z Silent podcast. He says all the time. I mean, in a gaming channel, he says all the time, if I'm going to be the WWE coffee pourer for that company, and that's my job, I'm going to be the best damn WWE coffee pourer there is. So you got a job, do it, man.
I agree. No, you nailed it. Nailed it on the head. No, I agree.
So,
nailed it on the head. I mean, I wanted to talk about Smackdown. You said you rated. You said it was a show. I thought it was a good show too. I mean, it was fun. I mean, I think the biggest takeaway is that we got crowds. So I'm excited about what the next few shows, what that first Raw is going to be like with crowds. Money in the Bank should be very fun. I know everyone's going to be busting their ass to put on one of the best shows possible. And I'm going to say these review shows are going to be fun now because we got crowds. I mean, when I first joined Unpopular Review, there was no crowds and it was kind of hard to watch it. But, you keep up with it, you stay with it. And I feel like we're being rewarded now with crowds. And I think I want to say the product, I felt like it was stale. And a lot of people say it's been stale for a long period of time. But I feel like now with some new blood coming up, like we got Finn, Tony Storm's coming up. Shotzi and Knoxxx. They're and I'm talking just SmackDown. I'm sitting there saying, man, with some talent being called up, this could be a good period. I'm not gonna say and call it like, hey, look, the Attitude Era is back because some people still believe that it's not happening. But I think things are gonna be fun. I think we're gonna have some really good. I want to believe we're gonna have good content. Let's put it that way. Sure. I want to believe. I think we should. Absolutely. But I think that's everything. It was a quick review show.
That man said you want some coffee. Listen, God dang it. I got 4 kids and I work. I did a show yesterday, Damien.
Yeah, Damien. Damien's a
great coffee. I'm about to go to bed and do some sweet things with a girl that's fine as wine. That's all I'm going to say to you.
Huh?
Nothing. I was talking trash.
And you're good at it. I'm trying to take notes on that. But I mean, I guess we just plug in some shows and then we just call it a night. Boom, boom. I mean, I feel like everyone knows these schedules, but I'm going to do them anyway. My man's going to get in his own damn way. Oh God.
Probably right about that.
He might. I mean, I'm not sure. Coffee guy.
Coffee's a laxative, so drinking coffee means I gotta go take a shit. I don't feel like shitting. I don't drink coffee. So I have a natural I wake up pissing excellence, as Ricky Bobby told you. So that's
Ricky Bobby. Wait, what do you think was Will Ferrell's best role?
What was what? Rick oh God, too many of them. But my favorite role it's a toss-up between Frank the Tank and Dale and Step Brothers. Old School to me is one of Will Ferrell's greatest parts that I'm sorry. He's like, you want to see me think I want to see you die here today, Blue? No, sir. Yes, sir. I love you, Blue. You're my boy. I just love him. And it's like, he's in the doctor's office with his wife, and it's like, are we in a tree? She's like, I just got married. I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, it's just the only woman I'm ever going to make love with the rest of my life. And we're in the Applebee's and I'm watching the waitress and I'm like, see her thong. And it's like, well, what kind of thong has she got on? A G-string thong or a see-through thong? I'm just like, this dude is crazy. Boats and hoes. Absolutely. Boats and hoes. Boats and hoes.
Okay. Boats and hoes.
But
I was hoping that you'd say Anchorman because
I said Dale. I'm not the biggest Anchorman guy, although I love Ron Jeremy or Ron Burgundy in that. Well, I said Jeremy porn.
Ron Burgundy. Yeah, because I was gonna say, wait, what?
I'm not even a porn guy. That's his name. But Anchorman just wasn't for me. Other than the first one, it was okay, but I'm not the biggest Anchorman fan. For me personally, out of all the Saturday Night Live movies, my favorite Saturday Night Live movie genre is The Ladies' Man. Leon Lonnie Love. He said, excuse me, baby, is your daddy a meat burglar? Because look like 2 Christmas hams slit in the back of your wedding dress. Can I buy you a fish sandwich? I'm sorry. If any of us have boned it before and you are rich, meet me by the nacho stand. And if you are rich and want a bone, meet me by the nacho stand. That is my movies right there. But listen, you can find me on every social media platform, Mike Knoxxx. That's with 3 X's. Because frankly, like the whore that you dated, I am hardcore. And please follow Around the Blocks of Mike Knoxxx here on Unpopular Review every when I do that shit. Mondays. Okay. Mondays at 6 o'clock. And look to follow the longest running podcast network in existence, BDSRR Networks, the show the pros, Itons, and Ayakos and rock and rollers listen to. All right. We're going over almost 13 years now, we're close to 5,000 episodes. Some of y'all just trying to do 20. We got 5,000 to our name. Shout out to Mike Grant, Big D from the Brick, the Wolf Pack, everybody who's rolled with me from day one, all my homies, even the ones who come and gone, Brian Waters included. I still love all you motherfuckers. So that's just what it is. No, we're not gonna do smash and pass. That's not our thing. That's his thing. We gonna go. Okay, because I'm about to go smash and I'm not trying to pass. Okay, but Jack, go ahead and out us, baby.
Well, you know all the shows. Mondays you can catch us right after Monday Night Raw. Same thing with NXT, AEW, and tomorrow there's a prediction show at this thing did not go up. There's a prediction show at I believe 7:30. It's gonna be me, Cap, and a special guest, and I think that's everything. I mean, and then also too, to catch us right after Money in the Bank. Yeah. Why don't you join us? Grab a taco, grab a drink. And then watch us review Money in the Bank. This will be a good time. Mike Knoxxx,
boats and hoes.
And boats and hoes.
Well, that's a damn shame you haven't watched 5,000 episodes because there haven't been 5,000 episodes of audio, of video. There's 5,000 episodes. Listen, this is what y'all got to understand. Ahmed Johnson, not Stone Cold Steve Austin, was the first person to have his own podcast. Check the stats. And it wasn't on WWE Network. It wasn't on his own. It was on BDSR Network. We broke the news about Carmella and the WWE and his health situation on my show. The Holly, what do you call them boys? Because I'm a little with Riggins and Buff Bagwell, the American Males. I put them back together. I broke the news that Michael Tarver said when he was in Nexus at John Cena that y'all read in Bleacher Reports. That came from me. Just didn't know who I was, but it's okay. But now you know, and I'm glad you're here, Damon. I'm glad you participate. You don't like it. I really do mean this with all respect. Listen, anyway, I got something good to say to you. You're going to listen to something of it anyway. You know what I'm saying? But that's how things go. So,
all right.
Appreciate the love. So, Monday, tomorrow, 2 shows tomorrow. Just shows all weekend. Follow Unpopular Review, and we'll follow you back. It's really that simple. So
absolutely. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff, YouTube. I can't even keep up with all these social media. There's so much. I mean, we might even have a MySpace at this point. I don't know. But ladies and gentlemen,
hey Tom.
He had the creepiest picture ever. You just turned around and you just saw numbers. I don't know what was going on there. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we got. I'm Friday Night Jack. He's Mike Knoxxx, head of the table. And we said, mwah! Good night, everybody.
Peace.